This is DD India and you're watching Express News, a program where we bring you top 100 news of the day. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's begin. India's President Droupadi Murmu laid a wreath at the War Memorial at the Defence Services Staff College, Wellington, and paid tributes to all soldiers who sacrificed their lives in the service of the country. During her visit to the Indian state of Tamil Nadu, the President addressed the faculty and student officers of the Defence Services Staff College, Wellington. During her address, the President said that the increasing strength and role of women in all spheres is encouraging and inspiring for all, especially young girls. India's Minister of Commerce and Industry Piyush Goyal on Thursday said that India and the UK will resume talks on free trade agreement after the Parliament's winter session. The minister also noted that despite persistent challenges, India's exports have doubled in the last 10 years, adding that India will meet the export target of $800 billion in this financial year. The minister also underscored that digital infrastructure, interconnected grid and affordable data have made India the most attractive investment destination in the world. Congress leaders Priyanka Gandhi Vadra and Ravindra Vasantrao Chavan took oath as members of the lower house following her victory from Kerala's Wayanad in a recently held by-poll. Both the houses of parliament were adjourned for the day amid ruckus by opposition members. Opposition is demanding immediate discussion on the alleged financial irregularities on several issues. Delhi Fire Service said that a call regarding a blast was received from the Prashant Vihar area at 11:48 a.m. Indian Standard Time today. Fire tenders reached the site. India took centre stage in global trade discussions on Thursday as the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs hosted the Global Authorised Economic Operator Conference in New Delhi. The event is titled India AEO Dialogue Enhancing Global Trade Partnerships. The program is a vital initiative to reinforce India's efforts to enhance trust and collaboration in global trade partnerships. 60 students and 7 teachers from Vasavi School narrowly escaped with minor injuries when their bus skidded off the road near Gangavate in Karnataka today. Investigation is underway. Jharkhand Mukti Morcha leader Hemant Soren will be sworn in as the 14th Chief Minister of the East Indian state of Jharkhand on Thursday. Indian Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi reviewed operational preparedness at the Southern Command headquarters in Pune. Fourth meeting of the Working Group on Military Cooperation under the India-Russia Intergovernmental Commission on Military and Military Technical Cooperation was successfully concluded in Moscow. The India-Singapore bilateral military exercise Agni Warrior 2024 begins today in Maharashtra. The primary objective of the 3-day exercise Agni Warrior 2024 is to enhance professional military interactions between the artillery units of both sides by sharing best practices. Bharat National Cybersecurity Exercise is underway in New Delhi from 18th to 29th of November with an aim to equip critical sector organizations with the skills to tackle modern cyber threats. During the conclave, Bharat Cybersecurity Startup Exhibition was also organized with an aim to focus on areas like threat intelligence and operational tech security, showcasing India's entrepreneurial potential in cybersecurity. US Ambassador to India Eric Garcetti participated in a plantation drive at Agartala Airport on Wednesday, where he planted a sapling. India's Minister of Textiles Giriraj Singh and other senior dignitaries from Ministry of Textiles presented the Geographical Indication Registry Tag Certificate for Naraspur Crochet Lacecraft during the GI conclave. Fire and Emergency Services of the Eastern State of Odisha have organized a firefighting and modern rescue equipments exhibition. The exhibition displays new and advanced technologies that can be used during an emergency. The department also showcased 10 dogs recruited to help search for the victims. Wall Street's main indices closed lower on Wednesday, with the Nasdaq leading declines and technology stocks slumped. The Federal Reserve may be cautious about rate cuts after stubbornly strong US inflation data. The S&P 500 lost 22.8 points to end at 5,998, while the Nasdaq Composite lost 115 points to 19,060. The OPEC Plus alliance of oil-producing countries has postponed its next meeting on output policy to December 5th from December 1st to avoid a conflict with another event, OPEC said on Thursday. Intel said on Wednesday its deal for $7.86 billion in the US government subsidies restricts the company's ability to sell stakes in its chip-making unit if it becomes an independent entity. Gold futures maturing on December 5th were priced at 75,882 rupees per 10 grams on the multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for December 5th stood at 87,441 rupees per kilo at the MCX. Office of the Chief Justice of Bangladesh on Thursday expressed deep concern over an incident where lawyers threw an egg at a judge in the High Court on Wednesday. A group of lawyers entered the courtroom during the ongoing proceedings and accused Justice Muhammad Ashraful Kamal of making derogatory remarks about former President Zia-ur-Rahman. At least 6 people have been arrested and 21 detained in the case involving the death of an advocate during clashes following the arrest of Hindu monk Chinmoy Krishnadas Brahmachari in Bangladesh. The court also passed the order after hearing a writ petition seeking a ban on ISKCON and issuance of Section 144 in Chattogram and Rangpur to ward off any unwanted incident. 3 US citizens released by China arrived at the joint base San Antonio, Texas on Wednesday, just hours before Thanksgiving. The Americans were released in exchange for unidentified Chinese nationals and are now in US custody. On Wednesday, the US also lowered its travel advisory level to level 2, exercise increased caution for mainland China. Thousands of Lebanese displaced by the conflict between Israel and Hezbollah returned home on Wednesday after the ceasefire came into effect. The truce in Lebanon could give a reprieve to the 1.2 million Lebanese displaced by the conflict and the tens of thousands of Israelis who fled their homes along the border. The Israeli army has announced restrictions on Wednesday on people's movements in South Lebanon after dark. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres termed the truce between Israel and Lebanon the first ray of hope in the regional conflict after months of escalation. A day after a ceasefire deal between Israel and Lebanon was announced, the group has vowed to continue its resistance and support Palestinians, including fighters. Israel's Prime Minister office in a statement said it had informed the ICC of its intention to appeal to the court along with a demand to delay implementation of the arrest warrants against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Defence Minister Yoav Gallant. International Criminal Court's spokesperson Fadi El Abdallah said that if requests for an appeal were submitted, it would be up for the judges to decide. Russia on Thursday conducted airstrikes on Ukrainian cities of Odessa, Kropyvnytsk, Kharkiv, Rivne and Lutsk, targeting energy infrastructure, leaving hundreds of thousands of people without power. The Russian Defense Ministry on Thursday said that it destroyed 25 Ukrainian drones overnight over 4 regions and 1 civilian was injured. US President Joe Biden's administration is preparing a $725 million weapons package for Ukraine as he seeks to bolster the government in Kiev before leaving office in January. President-elect Donald Trump's incoming cabinet members and other political appointees have been targeted with bomb threats. Spokesperson for the US President-elect, Caroline Leavitt, said in a statement. US President-elect Donald Trump said on Wednesday that Mexico's leader had agreed to stop migration during a conversation between the pair, effectively closing the border between the two countries. The update from the Mexican president comes after Trump jolted trade relations with Mexico by saying earlier this week that he would impose a 25% tariff on all goods from the country. Polling stations in Namibia's capital, Windhoek, remained open late as hundreds waited to vote in the early hours of Thursday. The elections mark the toughest challenge yet to Southwest Africa's People's Organization's 34-year rule. And time now for a short break. We'll be back on the other side with the rest of the Express News.
We are living in times where things are changing at an unforeseen pace. And at the forefront of many of these positive changes are strong individuals who are looking towards the future.
Through the stories I tell, I try and sort of reignite that intuitive sense of how close we are to nature and how much there is to learn from it.
Organic farming, it also helps you not only reduce the carbon footprint, but also help adapt because you are promoting natural farming.
Very lightweight, but it makes you feel that you don't have to eat too much. In this NFT channel, we use net cups with cocoa peats on it. This helps to penetrate the roots. There will be nutritious water flowing through the channel that supplies essential nutrients for the plant.
We are living in times where things are changing at an unforeseen pace. And at the forefront of many of these positive changes are strong individuals who are looking towards the future.
Through the stories I tell, I try and sort of reignite that intuitive sense of how close we are to nature and how much there is to learn from it.
Organic farming, it also helps you not only reduce the carbon footprint, but also help adapt because you are promoting natural farming.
Very lightweight, but it makes you feel that you don't have to eat too much. In this NFT channel, we use net cups with cocoa peats on it. This helps to penetrate the roots. There will be nutritious water flowing through the channel that supplies essential nutrients for the plant.
Welcome back. I'm Tanvita Ninja and you're watching Express News. South Korea battles second day of heavy snow. Dozens of flights cancelled, ferry operations suspended. Authorities braced for more snow in the coming days. At least 4 people were dead due to adverse weather conditions in South Korea. Over hundreds of households in Seongyok district were affected by an electricity blackout. Up to 40 centimeters of snow accumulated in parts of Seoul. Government deployed 11,000 personnel and 20,000 pieces of equipment for snow removal operations in the capital. A traditional market in Seoul bustled with people shopping for winter clothing and having hot street food to beat the cold. Schools in Gyeonggi province were closed on Thursday. Parts of Sri Lanka continue to face severe weather conditions due to deep depression in the southwest Bay of Bengal. The death toll due to flash floods rose to 12 in Sri Lanka, while 2 are reported to be missing. Over 330,000 people across 23 districts have been severely affected. The deep depression of the southwest Bay of Bengal could develop into a cyclonic storm and affect Sri Lanka. The landslide warnings have also been issued to 9 districts. Relief efforts are underway. The deep depression is expected to reach near India's Tamil Nadu, Puducherry coast around Saturday morning. Met Department has issued heavy rainfall alert for coastal areas. Weather officials have also predicted light to moderate rainfall at a few places, accompanied with isolated thunderstorm and lightning in coastal Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, coastal Andhra Pradesh today. National Disaster Response Force and state teams have been deployed in Tamil Nadu's vulnerable districts. Fishermen have been advised to avoid the sea, while holiday has been declared for all schools and colleges in Puducherry. Torrential rains over eastern region of Valencia leaves behind trails of destruction in Spain. Worst flooding in its modern history left over 220 people dead. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez on Wednesday announced almost 2.3 billion euros in new aid for flood-stricken region. The disaster prompted widespread fury at elected leaders over their handling of the crisis. The central government said that the regional government sent delayed emergency alerts to mobile phones. Thailand's Yala faces worst flooding in 20 years. Heavy rain over the past 24 hours has caused the Saiburi River to overflow and flood several communities. Municipal officials have been pumping water from the Baimo Lake into the Patani River to ease flooding in the downtown area. An electrical blackout was reported in several villages of Tan to the district following collapse of utility poles. Pollution levels in India's New Delhi reached hazardous levels again. Delhi's air quality remained in the very poor category with an air quality index of 303 at 6 a.m. today. Tivoli Gardens, a popular amusement park in Copenhagen, transformed into a festive Nordic-inspired winter wonderland to celebrate its 20th Christmas anniversary. It illuminated with thousands of twinkling lights. The park also features an artificial ice skating ring and a house for Santa Claus, providing additional attractions for younger visitors. Peruvian scientists revealed a 10 million-year-old crocodile fossil in Lima. This marked the first juvenile remains of the Piscogavelius gharial species. The researchers hope that the discovery of the 10 million-year-old crocodile fossil in Lima could unlock new insights into crocodile evolution. US troops in South Korea celebrated Thanksgiving with traditional meals and themed events. Roughly 28,500 US troops are stationed in South Korea as a legacy of the 1950 to 1953 Korean War. Hundreds of soldiers at Camp Casey in Doordarshan enjoyed a variety of dishes. They also had some Korean traditional foods such as kimchi and radish kimchi. Monkey D. Luffy, Gold Bear and other balloons came to life in Manhattan ahead of the Thanksgiving Day Parade. Thanksgiving is a day dedicated to giving thanks for the blessings and harvests of the past year. Hundreds of spectators watched as workers blew helium into 17 character balloons, floats and 15 heritage novelty balloons. This year's parade will also feature 11 marching bands, 700 clowns and 10 performance groups. Celebrities dish out Thanksgiving food for the homeless on LA's Skid Row. Well-known faces including Hollywood producer Jeffrey Katzenberg, actors Joe Manganiello, Alexander James Rodriguez were seen either serving the homeless or dishing out the food to give to the servers. An elephant in Pakistan reunited with her sisters after 15 years after being relocated from Elephant Madhubala Zoo to Pakistan Safari Park. Elephant Madhubala and her sisters were originally captured from the wild when they were young. For years, advocates for animal welfare had called for the sisters to be reunited. 3-year-old female golden tiger at a zoo in Thailand is making waves on the internet for her cuteness. The tigress named Ava amassed thousands of likes and shares within days. Ava is giving tough fight to prior sensation baby pygmy hippo Mudeng. Golden tigers are a rare variant of the Bengal tiger characterized by a recessive color-changing gene. 2 giant pandas gifted by Beijing to Hong Kong will greet the public on December 8th. A ceremony for the unveiling of the bears will be held jointly by the government and the Ocean Park on December 7th before their pavilion is open to the public. A total of 22,600 submissions were received for a panda naming competition. The results will be announced at the unveiling ceremony. A light-hearted scene of 2 giant panda cubs playfully wrestling with each other has been captured on camera at the Chengdu research base of giant panda breeding in southwest China's Sichuan province. A litter of panda cubs tried to pile atop the other and knock each other out of their playground. The base witnessed a panda baby boom between July and September this year, so most of this year's newborn cubs are only a few months old. Fu Bao, an internet-famous panda princess, was seen demonstrating her remarkable flexibility as the beloved bear gracefully stretched while indulging in a feast of bamboo shoots. The panda cub was also seen relaxing on a wooden bed, rubbing her chubby feet together in a heartwarming display of self-comfort. On to sports now. India's shuttler PV Sindhu has edged out Ira Sharma to reach the third round of the Syed Modi International Badminton Tournament on Thursday. India's Lakshya Sen also stormed into the third round, defeating Israel's Daniel Dubavenko 21-15, 21-13 in 35 minutes. India's para-athlete Rinchen Yodol has created history by winning the bronze medal at the first World Para Pumse Taekwondo Championships in Bahrain. India's D. Gukesh takes on defending champion Ding Liren in the fourth game of the World Chess Championship in Singapore on Thursday. Earlier, Gukesh defeated Liren in the third game to draw level on 1.5 points each. Indian men's junior hockey team will take on Japan in their second match of the Men's Junior Asia Cup in Muscat on Thursday. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese met the Indian cricket team ahead of their upcoming warm-up match against Prime Minister's 11 team on November 30th. All-rounder Beau Webster has been included in the Australia squad for the second test against India following concerns over Mitchell Marsh's fitness. Kane Williamson top scored with 93 runs as the Black Caps reached 319 runs for the loss of 8 wickets on the first day of the first test against England on Thursday. 7 young West Indian cricketers will undergo an intense 2-week specialized training in India from December 1st. President of the World Athletics Sebastian Coe said that India had submitted letter of intent to host the World Athletics Under-20 Championships in 2028. India's doubles player Rohan Bopanna is set to play with Nicholas Barrientos at next year's Australian Open. Manchester City midfielder Rodri said that he's aiming to return from a serious knee injury before the end of the current season. Liverpool regained the top spot in the Champions League table and registered the first victory over Real Madrid in 15 years with a dominant 2-0 win. Former Dutch striker Ruud van Nistelrooy is set to be named the new head coach of Leicester City. So that's it in this broadcast of Express News. India's public broadcaster Prasar Bharati has recently launched Waves, entering the field of OTT platform. Waves provides a complete infotainment ecosystem to digital media and OTT audiences. If you want great content for free, then download Waves today. I'm Tanvi Taneja from all of us here in New Delhi. Thank you for watching Express News.